I'm so shade.
The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show.
What is up? Welcome back to another episode of The Tailgate Show on the Brawl Network.
It's just that's some.
There's nothing you can say, boys, but it might just be over. And I didn't want to be right, but I'm pretty sure I called 24-10. Is that? I think I did. And I
don't know about over.
I
don't know about
right.
over.
It's over, bro.
No, I don't know. I don't know if like over will be quite fitting for us as a fan base. I think it might be like just sneak into that extended playoff, and we know we're gonna get lit up and just get lit.
Thanks.
Well,
I highly recommend that for Bears
Look at
fans
you
right now.
spreading
No, listen.
positivity.
I highly recommend that for all Bears fans right now. Go find some weed because it's gonna be that kind of season, like it was that last season, a Cutler type vibe.
Definitely need something to smooth out the edges because this is horrible. Like they're so bad. They suck so bad.
How bad do they suck?
Oh, they suck out loud. They suck like.
And I hate using the word suck because suck can be like sometimes suck can be very satisfying, right? This isn't even this word we should use should have nothing to use to even can even equate to something that may be satisfying in a certain situation. See, suck can do that, right?
Pause.
I'm just saying, man. Like
Yeah.
it's almost offensive to the word suck of what we are right now.
Yeah, like
We are the Floby. We
On
suck.
offense, man. The defense once again kept us in the game as long as they possibly could. My God,
Gave up 17 points.
we were 1-10 on third down at one point. This defense was getting spent, and they played pretty well.
Against a historically bad third down defense.
Bro, the pressure that
60%.
this offensive ineptitude is causing on the pressure it's putting on our defense every game, and these dudes are trying to hold it down. Like, I don't know how they're not like tearing their ass up in the locker room, man. I don't know how this isn't causing extreme division because this defense is playing well enough to win every freaking week.
This offensive line is not playing well enough to beat a JV middle school team.
yeah, but you know what? Like they need to. Dude, people need to make plays. I mean,
I agree.
Joe Burrow with his rookie self and his second string offensive line, just like us, was able to do things. And you can't tell me that like the skill position of the Bengals is that much better than our skill position. It's not. Like, they're not that much better. Yes, they may be a little more proven, but like, come on. Like, I'm tired of this is the excuse now, as the offensive line is the excuse, right? Like, every team, and there are so many teams around the league that have patchwork offensive lines, that have dudes getting signed off the street and playing. Like, it's just, I'm tired of the excuses. It's Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy is a bad coach.
He cannot get out of his own way.
He's a bad coach. The shit that this team does is the shit that badly coached teams do. It's just period. End of story.
I understand that, but at the same point, like, I remember when Nagy first got here, and we were saying the offensive lines are really going to have to learn to play in this Kansas City type scheme, right? And what have they really done to change the personnel since Nagy's gotten here? Some of these guys are fox holdovers.
That's true.
Yeah, I get that, but like
the one guy that wasn't a fox holdover that came over from the Chiefs, we got rid of him.
I'm just saying from an investment standpoint, right? You got this coach that's supposed to be this innovative young coach. We thought. This hasn't proven true, but
a lot of people thought because he's a talker.
I understand.
He can talk.
I understand. Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like the investment's showing. Pace has not invested much on this offensive line since he's been here.
I agree, but we as Bears fans also had sat back and
You need talent to
overcame-
coach. The coaching's been shit.
Right.
On the
But
offensive
how
side, but
many-
you need the
dude,
talent too.
But how many times did we say in 2018 and 2019, this roster is so stacked? Like this roster is, he has all the
We're drinking
talent.
our own Kool-Aid, bro.
Right,
That's what we
right.
do.
But now, and believe me, I've been very critical of this offensive talent, and I've said it's substandard, and I have said that for a while now because you can no longer blame Mitch. And now it all falls, as I said earlier, they changed everything but Nagy, and Nagy's still there, and he's the problem.
I would take Mitch right now because there's no mobility at the quarterback position, and because of our offensive line, it's just sticking out so bad right now, man.
Well,
It's the
like-
same old though. You know, you've talked about it. Neither one of them's good.
But now you got a quarterback
lot of
who's
them.
basically a washed Super Bowl MVP, washed, right? Like Jeff Hostetler, bullshit washed.
Right, and we didn't want to believe it, but honestly, like, dude did get beat out by Gardner Minshew. Like, we wanted to paint a narrative about that it was a sales thing and the Minshew mania, blah 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 blah. But if Foles had come in and lit it up, like they would have rolled with Foles. They were paying him all that money, like. You know, he got beat out by Gardner Minshew. The dude is who he is. I mean, he was terrible,
Yeah, I'm saying
and he's like he still beat us in that playoff game. You know, like.
But
I mean-
the thing is, this dude can't extend plays, and unfortunately, you don't have much time before you have to extend plays to have any success in this offense right now.
Well,
He doesn't have mobility at all, bro. Like, and we know shit's gonna break down. We need a
start-
quarterback with some legs. Like,
Let's start at the
can Tyler
beginning.
Bray run? Can Tyler Bray run?
Yes. Let's start at the beginning.
How did
I
it
thought the
start?
beginning-
How did
I
it
thought the
start?
beginning
Before
was
we
pretty
even got on
good.
the field, though. Before
Right.
we get on the field, Latavius Simmons.
Who fucking cares about Latavius Simmons? Though? You're
They
right.
seem to-
Latavius Simmons got COVID, and the scariest part about it is that dude rode on the plane with COVID. So, like, look out
That's what
For-
he's saying. That's what he's
the
saying, bro.
next few days. Look out, like it. You know, people keep thinking. You know, oh, we're good. I took a test. It's like it incubates, dude. You might have got it the second after you took the test, and then you don't show it for 2 or 3 days. Like it's insidious as hell. Like, you know, luckily it isn't that deadly. Because if this shit was like Ebola deadly, we'd be over. like over. I'm not talking about the Bears.
Adam
And-
Hogue has it.
Yes, and I guarantee, and Cody,
Yo.
the good, like, and Cody wasn't out like doing anything. Like that dude's, like that dude has a new baby. Like he hangs out and like plays Xbox with Mitch. That's all that dude does. So he's not out like partying it up. Like, I mean, that's the one thing that the Bears have done decent at was COVID. Like I felt like we were beating COVID. And then that shit fell apart this week, and I was like, "Oh, so we can't we're not beating anybody. Like we can't beat the Kung Flu. We can't beat like any of this shit." Like,
Right, it's rough, man. So that starts, and there seemed to be a feeling like Simmons was going to get some playing time.
yeah, well, who knows what the offensive line is going to be?
does
Bars at center. I'm like, what?
He caused 2 penalties. He did.
I
Leonard
don't
got
even
flagged.
like.
No, when it was
Well, that's
announced,
like
when it was
the false
announced,
start.
though, I'm like, what?
He's the only one that could do it, I guess.
They had no listen. Like they had no, and I'm not going to blame this on Pace. There was no contingency for James Daniels going down, Cody Whitehair going down, Sam Mustipher going down.
You're getting
And
carried
then,
for center?
who was the safety? I mean, you can't blame Pace for not having a center at that point. James
Right.
Daniels supposed to be a backup center if in a pinch. Cody Whitehair is supposed to be your center. You have Sam Mustipher as center, so you had 3 possible centers, and they're all out.
Bro, we got a
Now,
long
I
snapper,
will
though.
blame him for the
We got a
fact
long
that
snapper.
right. I will, and then I guess Dieter.
Okay, timeout. The long snapper's like 240 soaking wet.
That ain't good.
No, he's going to get killed.
No, yeah,
That's why they don't line anybody over them anymore.
We had
Right.
a long snapper step in at center once.
Patrick
Well,
Ewing.
so I was
Yeah,
listening
Manley
to
was
the.
good. He was a big
I
dude,
was
though.
listening to the pregame, and I feel like Olin Cruz is making
Yes.
is making an effort to be more positive. but like he definitely was aware of how difficult this was going to be. Like this was already like
Yeah.
everybody healthy.
In the comments,
This-
right? Sorry,
Uh-huh.
sorry to interrupt, but yeah, we need the glasses because we're throwing shade tonight. So yeah, sunglasses stand up.
Yeah, Joker or whatever, bros. Yeah, it's like our thing. Next. So at the end of the day, like drink. This was already going to be an enormous challenge for this team. Like, if everyone's healthy on this team, this was a challenge. I had this stretch as a 3-game losing streak for a reason. Like, this was already an uphill battle. So all the COVID and all the injury stuff has only made it harder. But I will say this, I will blame Pace for this. They haven't done jack to react to stuff. I mean, like, everybody else is out there making moves and bolstering situations, and they're just not. I mean, Dwayne Harris, okay, like that was 2 weeks too late. They haven't replaced Tariq Cohen yet. I mean, where is Lamar Miller? Like, we're about to find out because Montgomery's hurt. We're gonna get to Ryan Nall and his punk ass after later on, but. I mean, this is
you can talk shit on Ryan all today.
Because he got his first touchdown and celebrated like he won something when they're down, like and it's like, dude, you've been on the field for 2 plays and you screwed up both of them.
This is how bad it is. We get mad when players that barely play score touchdowns to celebrate.
Yes, because fuck Ryan No. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of these bums, and I know their names. I'm tired of knowing.
That shows you how dark it is, because normally it'd be like, wow, he finally got his shot. All right.
Yeah, I'm tired of knowing.
We would never be that.
If things were going good,
that's not us. That's not us. You save that for Greg Braggs and all that. I'm saying, like, this, it's at the point now where I don't want to know Ryan Nall's name. Like, why do I even know Rashad Coward's name? Like, why is there a Bears jersey officially printed by the team that even has these dudes' names on it? It's embarrassing. Like, it's embarrassing.
You
like,
went next levels.
We got. I mean, I'm just saying, like as I said last week, like, who in the league would ever think of trying to put out an offensive line like we put out, even if everybody was healthy?
The defense deserves names on their jerseys.
Yes, those. I mean, dude, they held Derrick Henry down. They held Tannehill to 10 completions.
Yeah, was he 10 of 21?
We played the worst third down defense, second to the worst in the league, and couldn't get a first down on third down. Like,
it wasn't even spectacular. Like, this wasn't a great defense we played against today. I'm sorry. Like,
it was a terrible defense.
It was our O-line is that bad. They're just like letting
We scored 17 points in the fourth quarter.
Fetty fucking whiffed so bad early in the game.
Oh, did you see it?
Yes.
I watched Olin Kreutz broke it down beautifully. But as you go frame by frame, his head is looking directly at the grass. You can't block anybody like that. I don't care how good you are. If you're looking at the grass, you better be cut blocking.
That's what I'm saying. That's a dude brought into improvement.
You're a starter.
That's a joke.
You're one of the healthy starters.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, he would have been on the street if it wasn't for our cheap asses picking him up.
Remember all the fluff Castillo threw at us about him when they were actually giving us audio for Castillo?
Like, the Seahawks sure miss him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just pathetic. Like,
bro, we got coaches off the street. They didn't even have jobs in the NFL.
Right. Like, Juwan Castillo was, like, parking cars for a living or something. Like, I mean, seriously. Like, DeFlippo got fired twice.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Laser is just, it's like, Nagy just found another little crew of yes men. And, like, I'm sorry, but it's all run out. Like, all the pixie dust and all the crap is like the longest run of the game was Barcavius Mingo.
And he looked good doing it. On a double handoff.
But that was our leading
A
rusher at
wing
that point in the
concept.
game.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That is our leading rusher. That's pathetic. Like, I mean, and this is from a Bears fan. Like, I've rarely ever seen something so horrible. Like, as a Bears fan, I'm saying that, and all we do, like, we drink bad offense like Kool-Aid, on a hot day.
Snorted.
It's also it's different because I know the talent's there. Like if we had an O-line, we have talent at receiver and tight end, but we can't even really
really
But
have
it's like,
talent at tight end.
I think so.
Mm.
I
It's
think they need. I don't know why Komet's not on the field. I mean, Graham is like
I don't know.
his
He's not
yak
doing
game.
anything.
His yak game is rough.
I don't know. I'm sure there's an official snap count, but what's he done?
He's lost.
They
his
started
stats.
out-
He's
they
still a reliable target, but he's just like a possession tight end. Like
they started out pretty good, right? Like
Yeah.
the first
drive
sequence
looked
of
like it was-
plays was good. They get a pass to Patterson for 8 yards. Then they get a big play down the sideline to Jimmy Graham for 24 yards. Then Montgomery up the middle 1 yard. Then shotgun pass right to Anthony Miller for 4 yards on 2nd and 9. Then Nick Foles pass short right to Allen Robinson, ran out of bounds. This was on 3rd and 5.
Yes,
So the
they go
beginning of
get
the
4.
game,
we saw.
why does he not get a first down there? Can anyone tell me
He was on the
this?
sideline. He just didn't extend the ball. Like you saw later in the game, Anthony Miller does extend the ball.
But was he going to get killed? I don't
No,
like.
he wasn't.
So
he could've got
get
it.
the first
He just-
down, dude.
Yeah, he
Like,
should have
I
got that.
You can't. So I'm not going to
You
throw
saw him
shade.
looking at it. You saw him looking at the sticks, and he knew he was like, "Damn it, I didn't get it."
Right, and that's weak. Number one, it's like I know that the NFL a lot of times we say like, oh, why are they always throwing short of the sticks? Like, I mean, I get it. The defenses play that way. Defenses set up the zone, so that's what they give you. And a lot of like what teams try to do is like, that Shanahan drop step offense where it's like you put the ball in space short of the defender and then you use that to, create and then blah, blah, blah. But like, that's not what we do, man. We're just desperate trying to make any kind of play. So get the first down. Like, come on. Like, I don't understand. Like, and like, honestly, like it just went nowhere from there. Like straight up. Then the next drive is 3 plays, 7 yards punt.
Yep.
Then 3 plays, 4 yards punt.
It was a
Then
punt
3
fest.
plays, 2 yards punt.
We
And
would
Nagy will say, I've never been a part of anything like this. Well, I've never seen anything happen like this.
Philadelphia last year.
Yeah.
You
Dude
bring
is in such denial.
You bring up Philadelphia. I was just going to say this because in the chat it said 0 targets for Cole today, and it's true, right? So we're doing a couple things that Foles had success. So we tried the shuttle pass. Foles has success with that in Philly. We can't run it because we don't have the blocking for it. We keep the pass is like not using Komet,
4 yards, man.
but I think they should look at what Philly did. I know we don't have the horses, but that's what Foles had the most success in his career. We
I
need
don't
to run more of that, but some of that was hitting a tight end that was lined up as a tight end.
Being a good coach is making adjustments quickly and swallowing your ego to do it. Like John Fox realized very quickly that Mitch didn't have it as a thrower. So what did he do? He's like, guess what, son? You're not throwing the ball anymore till you prove to me that you can do it. Nagy
came from Philly, though. He knows what Foles can do. You have a guy that you can rely on to change things that could benefit him.
But Foles can't do it. Foles sucks. Okay, like Nagy needs to come to this realization that Foles sucks. He's blaming something else.
Foles sucks with the O-line he has. Foles is good enough.
Sure.
He's as good as his talent. That's what.
But dude, I don't remember him being this slow. He got markedly slower.
Bro, I don't remember him not having this little time. This is probably one of the worst old lines he's played it back.
He got hit all the time in Philly.
And
He just got the ball out.
You forget that he was
Chucked
with
it out.
Jacksonville, right?
Yeah. That's how his season ended. The dude, This has always been Foles. He sucks. He gets hot sometimes. That's
Philly's O-line
it.
was pretty good.
Really,
We had success.
Yes, they were, and that's why they were good enough for him to get hot repeatedly and go all the way to the
We're
Super Bowl.
not.
We're not anywhere close to that. And we don't have that good of coaching, and so Foles sucks for us.
Yes.
And we knew this was a shitty acquisition. And the reason that we don't have Cam Newton is because Nagy's a stubborn ass who doesn't want to change his offense for Cam Newton. A good coach changes his offense for his players. And Nagy only does it stubbornly when he's like absolutely forced to, when his arm is completely twisted behind his back.
And I understand the heady idea of Foles, but he doesn't have the physical skills to be able to pull anything off in this offense because he doesn't have the time. I think like a Tyrod Taylor, that'd be a perfect veteran here right now. But
not with Nagy. I don't want to see Nagy anymore. I'm done with dude.
Okay, I get that, but like a guy like him, he can get out of trouble. I know he's hurt, right? He had the lung thing and everything. But
I just don't want to see Nagy's offense anymore because
what I'm saying is, once again, we brought the wrong guy in for our situation.
Yes, and then we doubled down on all of it by spending first-round draft picks and a shit ton of money on Khalil Mack.
But we could have had Teddy.
I agree.
I saw it.
And I will tell you this, and everybody wants to say, "Oh, Pace Mitch, blah blah blah, Pace Mitch." I guarantee you, Teddy Bridgewater almost coming here was a Pace deal, not a Nagy deal. Because who's more familiar with Teddy than Pace, right?
No, Pace isn't familiar with Teddy.
Oh, you're right. They don't cross over.
No, that was probably
Pace. Anybody, it's like ex-Saints Pace creams over them. Like, he's got all, like, they probably share information between, Nagy
I just thought he was a good fit here.
Yeah, he looks good, right? I mean, the Panthers, Panthers look all right.
I mean, if you're not going to throw the ball 4 yards down the field, what the fuck? You got an arm? Do you have an arm? Go out there. You throw it 4 yards.
Look what the Panthers have done without Christian McCaffrey. You know what I mean?
And they get him back today.
Like Matt Rule and Teddy Bridgewater made something out of Robbie Anderson. You know what I mean? Like these guys, it's just what I'm saying is that like good coaches turn people into something. And
but when you're off on who you thought was a good coach,
mm-hmm.
they need the talent to make it work. And
there's only one player on offense that is.
I'm not defending Nagy. I'm saying Nagy isn't that coach to make people better.
Correct. And there's only one player on offense who is good enough to succeed in spite of quarterback and coach, and that's Allen Robinson. Right. Everybody else is not good enough.
And that's the thing. We brought him over from Kansas City, right?
Right.
Because of all the Kansas City magic, right?
Right.
It's because they had the talent already. Nagy never proved that he could develop anybody. Nagy had the talent there.
Wyatt Fangio should have been the coach.
I guess he got Alex Smith right? He got Alex Smith
wrong. No, Fangio should not have been the coach. How's it going for Fangio in Denver? Give me a break. But Fangio isn't going to last 3 seasons in Denver.
That's kind of what we were giving Nagy credit for. Oh, he made Alex Smith work. Like Andy Reid had nothing to do with that.
Right.
Nagy's a straight up fraud. Like he didn't do jack crap shit. He didn't do anything. He called games for 6 games. He screwed up the playoff game. He is a straight up fraud as an offensive mind and a play caller. Fraud.
It was like Doug Peterson's water boy for a couple of years.
Yeah. It's the most glad handing, like ridiculous promotion like slide that he went on ever. Like
he won Coach of the Year, NFL Coach of the Year,
right? Coach of the Year, which just goes to show you. Meanwhile, Eric Bieniemy is sitting back there like,
yeah, Vic Fangio's sitting back there like,
why can't I go on this ride? You know what I mean? Like, why can't I go on this Willy Wonka chocolate factory bullshit ride to the top that Nagy got to go on?
Imagine being Vic though. It was because of Vic.
I mean, and listen, like, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, but the thing is, Vic doesn't like to play the games. And nowadays, obviously, like, back in the day, we thought it was ridiculous that Emery wanted to have a fake press conference for Arians, right? Well, coaches nowadays got to put on, like, a full, like, TED Talk to get these jobs. And Fangio is, like, old school. Like, that dude's just, like, holy fuck. Like, he's not, like, he's just a sweatshirt with like a playbook. Like he has no personality like that. They like him, but he's not going to win the room. I mean, it's just so much
Here's
happened off
I-
of that 2018.
I think he would have won the room here because of how the defense felt about him and the
Right,
offense
but-
having that respect, knowing that the defense was holding this team down. I think Vic would have been fine taking over leadership here
Okay,
because he would have
you're
got.
talking
he
about
would've got-
instead of Fox, instead of Nagy, right? Not
Yeah,
not
because
like
I think
somehow
Vic-
after 2018.
I think Vic has enough
Yeah.
respect where he would have got a very good name in for offensive coordinator
Right.
here.
But and we know why this happened is because the Bears, once again, late to the party, decided we're going to be offensive minded. We're going to get the next new fancy offensive coach. And the trend at that time was to hire the next hot coordinator so that you didn't lose him the following season to a head coaching job, right? That's what they tried to do.
Like Frank Reich.
Meanwhile-
Like Frank Reich was out there and he wasn't that good, right?
Well, I agree. Again, they chose wrong. I mean, listen,
We've rehashed the Colts thing 1,000
Yeah,
times.
but the Colts wanted Nagy first.
Well,
right.
and we threw shade at them.
Right,
because we
but
got
then
'em.
what did the Colts turn around and do? The Colts turned around and invested in the offensive line. Like, I mean, how
and
good?
they're
you know.
still so far under the salary cap. It's insane.
Right. It's just listen. I mean, the team
Okay,
is
that-
poorly constructed, and you have a coach that feels like I was brought here to do a thing, right? And I'm only successful. It's not good enough for Nagy just to win games, and you know it. He has to win games, and it needs to be because of him. Because in his heart of hearts, this dude is an arena league quarterback. He is a bad gambler. He is like a junkie looking for his next fix, and he is so addicted to these plays that he has, these chunk plays, touchdown,
You
and
realize we had 20 more plays on offense than they did.
we outgained them by a ton. Ryan Tannehill completed 10 passes, like until freaking. They got that 25-yard run. They held Derrick Henry down. This is one of the best running backs in football. This defense you can't fuck with them. Unfuckwittable is what this defense is. If they
You
can
can
catch
fuck
some,
with the screen though, because
If
this
they
asshole
can-
turn around and look for a fucking ball.
right, but if they could catch the damn ball, this whole season would be different. We might be undefeated if the defense could ever catch a freaking
See,
interception.
With this
But you
pace,
can't blame them.
with this pace and Nagy regime, you really have to pay attention to the small details to find like a little freaking chink in the armor, basically, right? And what I heard today, like from Nagy, was just like he basically came out in the press conference and said, "This is what I'm trying to run here. This one play is like Pee Wee football level." Like
Yes, but again,
even on third and short, they were trying to run. We always complain about that. He was being very elementary with his offense today. You couldn't even get a
no,
delayed
I
handoff correct.
agree. I agree, but sometimes I think it's like whatever whatever it needs to be done, he does the opposite.
Well, let's
Like-
just face it, dude. We can't run elementary with this offensive line. It is that fucking bad.
Right, and you
Mike
need
Petty.
to know that.
Coward, Leno at one time. These are the three starters. These are the guys that have been on the field the most, and they played like dog shit. Complete dog shit.
Against the Titans had 7 sacks. Clowney didn't play.
7 sacks. And that defense hasn't been getting sacks all
Right.
year.
So we gave up 3. They had 7 going into the game, and we gave up 3 sacks. Like, and I'm sorry, but Foles is just not good enough. Like, Foles isn't good enough to overcome this. That's the thing. And Nagy said this: we have to. We're not good enough to play sloppy. But he doesn't even know what the fuck is going on. JJ, like, he's like, oh, the penalties killed us. And JJ, shout out to JJ, great question, was like, you
first
didn't
6
have
plays.
any penalties in your first 6 possessions. So what are you talking about, bro? Oh, I'm talking about the 4th downs, which he didn't even know. He had to get provided that too.
Yeah.
Like, dude just gets out of the game and he doesn't know what happened. He's like, I don't know. He's like a crazy gambler. This is what I'm saying. He's like, I just went all in and I don't know what the fuck happened. And I got turned around and here we are again. And I'm answering the same damn questions. And he's, oh, they care. If this motherfucker talks about
What are
how
we,
this
the
team
fucking
cares
Care Bears?
again,
We're the
Yeah.
fucking Care Bears.
Why does he
You know,
think that's important? Like,
well,
nobody's asking if they care. Clearly, they care because they haven't turned on your sorry ass.
going into
Which
the
I think it's
season,
coming.
we really were proud of how the team was handling COVID, right? And we thought they were kind of ahead of the curve, and the way that they handled like the racial tension, everything was just felt like we were really proud of this organization. But now, dudes don't even have masks on when they're meeting other teams that do have them on. Like these, it's you
It's
have to look,
slipping.
you have to look for the little things because they don't show a lot with Pace and Nagy. But that's slipping, man.
It's
That's
only
slipping.
a matter of time before it's going to slip more. And I don't think we have the
It's not
bad
like they
care.
rushed the field.
Yo, you had Darnell Mooney taking his head off in anger when a veteran made a mistake that he shouldn't have made.
Yep, as he should be. He should be pissed.
It's
Yeah, but don't take your helmet off. That's the same shit we got on Cordell
no, it was
about.
on the sideline.
It was on the sideline.
But we lead the league in penalties. That's coaching.
Yes. Nagy is a bad coach.
I'm questioning his leadership of men right now too.
Fuck all that leadership of men bullshit. Like, I'm over it. And I don't care about how much he thinks they care or how he's never going to question their effort. Yeah, no shit, bro. Like, but it doesn't matter. Don't tell us how good practice was.
Khalil Mack in that locker room. You let somebody do something stupid and I have to deal with Khalil. Like, we don't need that guy.
But Khalil's already been down this road. Love Khalil. He's always gonna. But do
So
that.
who won that trade?
I don't think either team won it so far. I don't look at what the Raiders got out of that trade as anything special.
I don't know how much you really say who won that trade because it would just give Pace 2 more draft picks.
Oh God!
Well, that's
Every
right.
draft
That's
defense when you had a chance.
that's completely right.
So
I
I
mean-
think we won that trade as fans.
And the other thing is that you have to remember is that us getting him definitely kept him away from the Packers because they were likely to get him.
well, if you're going to buy a jersey, if you don't have a jersey and you're going to buy one player on this team, it's going to be Mac.
Well, from an organizational standpoint, it was a win. They got a franchise face of the franchise player.
What is that?
They-
G Fits 808.
Yeah.
Do you trust Pace to draft well? Hell no.
No, absolutely not. We don't trust Pace to do any. I
So
mean,
in my mind, we won that trade.
yeah. I mean, I agree, but it wasn't by much. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't think either team is in any great position to do anything right now. I mean, I think the Raiders are just kind of bobbing along, like, you know, it's just it's one.
Well,
if it's not one thing, it's
I think-
another. Like,
I think Khalil was that shot that our defense needed to take it to a whole other level. Like, and they accomplished that in 18. Like what Khalil, his work ethic alone, he's one of those kind of guys that just rubs off on guys. Our defense, I mean, they were good. They were real good, top 10 in the league. But that next year when Matt got here, shit changed, man.
This team needs a spark every week in just the worst times and the worst areas, and they just never get it. They never create it.
yeah.
It's just like they're an inch short, you know.
but the defense. I mean, again, they've done.
Eddie Jackson comes late.
Can't tackle.
I could tell you right now,
He
you
had-
put our,
he had a pick. Had he just got out of his break a little sooner.
So did
he had a
Jalen and
pick.
Fuller.
with
And
the
it's
heart
just
our
their-
defense plays with. If you put our 5 biggest defenders on our O line, they'd do better than our O line right now because they have fucking heart.
McCullers played
They-
well today.
They have fucking heart, and our O line doesn't. I'm sorry, they don't.
They
Well,
might
again,
have,
and that's
they might have found their linchpin outside of Goldman with McCullers. He played really well today.
yeah, man. How long did it take him to get in the damn games? Like, we have to be at an emergency level to even give these dudes a shot. This is what I'm saying is that I have no
Our run
faith.
game's been
in
an
what-
emergency all year. Like, where was Miller? Where is Miller?
I don't know. Where is Anthony Miller? This dude, it's like 2 good plays, 2 bad plays. I'm done with him.
The fumble was a great punch out. He's
Whatever.
trying to-
It's always something.
But he's
I'm
always-
stealing-
right now. He's trying to do a lot.
I'm stealing
But you're
from
down.
Hogan Johns. It is always something, okay? I call this team the Chicago Murphys because always something goes wrong, and
I
you
can't do
know
this
it's going to
anymore.
go
It's
wrong.
just so dark.
Like, you just, like, you know, like, you just,
Where are we?
All right, we'll see you
We're
later.
at a press conference up there.
It's just so bad. Like it's always something. We have the defense. We think the offense is looking okay. The kicker misses it. Now we have a kicker, and the offense went away. Like it just. It's always something with this team. Anthony Miller looks great at times. At times, he looks like he cannot play at all. Like he makes one great play and two bad ones. Like it's just ridiculous.
The same problems. It's wild inconsistency that we've been talking about since the end of 2018,
Right,
and coming into 2019. After we kind of, admittedly, we all bought in after 2018. It was like,
sure,
this is it.
everyone
Super Bowl,
did.
Super Bears.
Everyone did except for the national media, and we came up with reasons why that didn't happen. Blah blah blah. But let's talk about this.
Even Hogue, who's like, he's kind of like he's had enough. Like, wow, man. I don't know if did you guys hear the latest episode? Like he's got COVID now. He has no patience for their bullshit. Like he sounds like a Mad Nev from Catfish because he's not like he doesn't get super mad.
Imagine, right? But I mean, like we've been doing this for whatever a couple years now, right?
Yeah.
Like imagine like the level that he has to get immersed in this garbage, and he has to remain like completely, have decorum.
He's acting like the team gave him COVID. He's angry, bro.
Well, it might be.
I think that's unfair. He's salty. He's not like. Let's not put that out there.
No. I didn't say the team. It's because of the team. I'm saying he's acting mad. Like it's because of the team.
Right. But he in no way, shape, or form tried to characterize that the team gave him COVID.
I didn't say that.
I mean, that's a joke. I'm just saying, in case anybody wants to twist shit, we're not saying that. Yes, those dudes are pissed because they, just like us, they've been watching trash burn in the middle of the street and being told, look at it. Look, come to the football museum by the lake. And, I mean, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, when you become the quarterback of the Bears, everyone just looks at you like, well, are you going to do it? No one else has done it.
Now you
are you going to be the one?
Somebody's going to go back, look at this, and say, wow, he threw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, fuck them if they do that, because that's stupid.
No, but it'll happen in a retrospective. Because people are stupid.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, so like someone will make some dumb threat. Like it's getting to the point where now we're reaching so hard that people are saying stuff like, I feel vindicated because, I was right and it wasn't Mitch. So fucking cares? We suck. I don't need the blow by blow, like, tail of the tape to know why we suck. We suck. Like, maybe a better coach would make Nagy better, or a better QB would make Nagy's results better, maybe vice versa. But whatever the case is, we don't have any of it. We don't have the coach. We don't have the quarterback. We're fucked. And it's still, also, as long as...
Not sticking up for Nagy at all, because I agree with what you're saying, but trying to get right when you have 3 of your 5 offensive linemen out, plus you put your backup in, they get COVID. Like this was
it's a bad situation. I'm just saying, like, good teams make lemonade out of lemons, and
Dallas.
But those backups are Pace's job.
Right.
Dallas put up how many points against Pittsburgh with their 4th quarterback? 19.
Right.
They scored more points with their fourth quarterback.
When they panned in, when they went in on the Alex Smith performance, I'm like, that's the dude I wanted here.
Here's the thing: like Nagy doesn't know how to fix it because he doesn't know how to make it.
He doesn't know what's wrong.
He doesn't know what's wrong. Fix what has never been created. You never had a working thing, so you can't fix it. He still thinks he's fixing the Kansas City offense. That doesn't count, bro. You never had an offense here.
Fix it.
He never made it. It doesn't exist.
He can't fix the Kansas City offense, bro.
Right. But in his head, he still pictures that working and counts that as his accomplishment and somehow wants to transpose it onto the Bears. It never worked here. He doesn't
understand that Andy Reid lied to the media to say Nagy actually ran the offense for 6 games to get him the fuck out of Kansas City.
Probably because he's like, yo, this guy's a genius, but he makes shit too hard for everybody.
Oh, he's a great
Like,
guy. He'll
and-
be great.
Yeah, and he'll never shut up either. Like it's like the neck, like I'm not trying to eat all this word salad he's serving up. Because I'm Andy Reid and I don't eat salad.
Yeah, you guys will
But now
love
I
him.
got a salad bar face. I don't know,
Did
man.
we address the question in the chat? What do we
Yes,
do?
what do we do? So that's the question. Personally, I would be fine with them losing every single game and firing everybody. Put the next person in charge in a better situation. There's no game left on the schedule that's an absolute win. Like
No.
I don't even know. I was like watching the end of the game, going, "Why is Max still even in this game? Get him out of there."
We got it to one score.
No, they didn't. I'm tired of this. And this is another thing that was brought up is that when Trubisky came back in the Saints game, right? Nagy called it trash time, garbage time, right?
Right. Oh, this was
But when Foles
this was
does
the
it,
trashiest of trash.
I don't like that touchdown. Aside from the Ryan Nallness of it, like it's just get out of here with that crap. Like they're playing against soft defense. They're just it's prevent. It's a joke. Like and Nagy's like, oh, we have to understand how important it is to get a lead early. Bro, you have to understand.
Yeah,
Like
It's not rocket appliances out here.
yeah. I was just going to answer that question myself. Like, I want to see
Yeah.
him. I want to see him win out, just because this defense. If you do lose out, right now, you have the potential of even this defense blowing up a little bit. And I really love this defense, and I just hope they get hot. I hope this offense gets hot for them because of how good they've been playing. I really like to see them reap the benefits of going through some shit. And
what do you
this
see?
defense is that special, though, man. Like, I don't want to see them be wasted with just mediocrity all season long. I hope they get hot, and I hope they win out. I know it's not. I know it's not reality, but my fandom, I love this defense, and I want to see them be rewarded for the effort they're putting in. Especially, they're fighting, man. Like, it sucks.
I don't. What do you see that gives you any kind of hope that this offense can get hot? They can't even get, much less hot. They're just
It's hard to get hot when you can't when you're not the availability of your
What?
starters. I'm not making excuses. The backups that Pace brings in are his decisions, but like it's hard to get hot in consistency when
no fucking excuses. No excuses.
5 starters is not. I'm not saying
Well,
it's
I
all
can
Nobody
say that.
man up.
Score 20 points. I don't care about getting hot. Just score 20 points
In order
and
to
go
get
from
hot, they
there.
need to get right, bro.
So is there a way they fix this offensive line?
No, not this season.
When's Cody
You
go?
get
Is there any
Mustipher,
date on Cody?
White hair. You get Mustipher and White hair back. You
Yeah,
might be able to bolster it a little bit.
And keep bars in.
But still, you might have to keep bars at tackle, or because Rashad Coward's not the answer.
Yo,
at
Cody
anything.
can play tackle or guard, bro.
Yeah,
Right tackle.
unfortunately, Rashad Coward is indestructible. Like, I keep hoping that he would pull a calf.
Cody could probably handle right tackle, Jared, don't you think?
If Spriggs comes back, you've got to tackle
Oh
there
my
too.
God, Spriggs was so bad in pass protection, though.
Jared, do you think he could handle
Right.
right tackle, though, Cody?
I would think he could,
Me
but
too.
it would still be. I mean, like if you're going to put it on a grade level, that's like a C- tackle, which would probably be an upgrade for
upgrade,
this
yeah.
offensive line.
Exactly.
So
Dudes are just going to start quitting. If I was on this team right now, I'd be like, yeah, I got the COVID, my man. I'm chilling.
I'm gonna answer is like, no, you don't tank. That's where I'm at with it. You just don't. You can't with this defense.
It's so
Because if you start doing that with this defensive talent on the team, regardless of contract, it's just gets ugly. It bleeds over. You start losing guys. It's just
guys
not
guys just pull up a hamstring.
Yo,
That's
and
all
you
it
and I-
is. I'm not talking about them playing and purposely playing bad. You just pull a little hammy.
You see what Akeem Hicks did to that tight end today? If you put Akeem Hicks on this offensive line, he'd be all pro because that dude has heart.
Yeah.
And he will outwill you. We don't have that on the O-line. We don't have any
Yeah.
nasty.
But that's the thing is that these guys are all professional offensive linemen. In theory, they beat out.
Yeah, you're throwing professional around there pretty liberally.
Okay, but in
When's the last time
theory,
you saw one of
in
our offensive
theory-
linemen be somebody, bro?
in theory, they are NFL players, correct? They have gone through the steps to become NFL players. Is that not correct? They are NFL players, okay? Like, so they should be better than they are. Jermaine Ifedi is in his 5th year, is he not?
And he was a first round pick.
Right. So to fail at the level that they're failing, it
No,
is
and
something.
coward.
And Nagy wants to call it, it's not effort. I care. Bro, I don't give a fuck if they care. They don't care enough.
That's a loser's mentality. They
Like, what do
care.
you mean you care?
Of course they
Shut-
fucking care.
Yeah.
Care and win.
Congratulations. Like, congratulations, you care.
Yeah.
Like, that is, like, stop. Like, that's the thing. Like, Nagy is so desperately clinging to this thing not unraveling because he knows that it is so close to unraveling.
You need to make a Matt Nagy Care Bear for the picture for this. If you got,
Yo,
just put his little picture right in one of them fucking
It's just
Care Bear
like-
bellies.
yeah, and I don't, you know,
It
like
puts a whole
Foles
new vibe to Bears care, right?
Right?
Foles is trying to make his magic moment speeches. Like, this team is so, shut up, bro. Like,
Yo.
this team is so not close to
Yo,
anything.
Chasing caring. Chasing caring now? Is that going to be the new motto?
Sure.
Like, so I want to know who's the first to snap. I say it's Anthony Miller.
There's a couple of times it looked like it could have been any of the receivers.
Yo, can you
Like,
imagine?
Riley Ridley made a play today.
Can you imagine Mitch and his agent? They're like, I'm so glad we got benched, bro. Check it out. Like, you're going to get more money now because your offense still looks like shit without you.
A-Rob's definitely on the brink.
What I'm saying, this worked out best for Mitch, right? Because now he's gone, and we can't blame him, and we're seeing we're not being blinded by the
Yes.
fact he's on the field.
Mitch. I mean, if Mitch was smarter, he would realize that this is working out great for him.
Right, because the rest of
Like-
the league's going to say, "Oh, it was on the coaching and the
Yeah.
players
Oh,
around
this
him.
is
Give him a shot."
fantastic. If I'm Mitch's agent, I'm like, yes, excellent. Make sure you tell him that shoulder hurts, buddy, because you don't want any more of this Wildcat shit. Oh no. Like, guaranteed. They're like, hey, let me check it out. I'm gonna call this doctor up in LA. We're gonna send you out there, but you're not gonna need surgery, so it's gonna be cool. But it just needs to look official, okay? Like, they're like. I'm not saying-
Belichick called Mitch and be like, "Yo, fake an injury, just go out to LA."
No, I mean, like, could you see? Let me ask you this:
I'll send our GM out to the massage parlor.
could you see Trubisky on the 49ers after they cut ties with Garoppolo?
We get
I
Garoppolo.
mean, they
get
kinda
Mitch,
have him
Garoppolo
already, like-
flops, and Mitch becomes all pro.
Yeah, like
That-
Mullins.
God, you're
Nick
so dark.
Mullins is like Trubisky-esque, without
Wouldn't
the
that,
mobility.
wouldn't that be Bears though? We bring the hometown kid Garoppolo back in, and Mitch goes to where he was, and
Yeah, I mean, I think what's more likely is Garoppolo goes back to New England.
yeah,
Because
I agree.
but I'm just, I mean,
Endings with Kraft.
I don't really envision a scenario where someone says, yes, we are going to make Mitch Trubisky our starting quarterback off the rip. But if, he gets in a situation where he can come in as the backup, I mean, you could see it happening if he's in the right situation.
Anything's possible with this. I mean,
Well, and it's the Bears too,
it's
so
very possible that
you
Mitch
just-
is back. And
you
they
just
tag
think-
him.
You just think, right? This was Mitch's last hurrah.
Jeremy Kramer, what you just said is the most flaming horse shit I've ever heard. It is
would it
not
be
possible.
total Bears.
No, that's too much. If it was game 4, maybe that. But he's out of time for this to happen. There is no way in the world that Mitch Trubisky comes back, plays well enough, and then gets tagged. Oh my, bro, the fish concert just broke out.
Yeah, but
Because
we kind of knew this was Mitch's last hurrah, and Pace did nothing to address improving the O-line for him. You invested so much in this kid, but you don't want to protect him. Even though you tried protecting him with the offense and the
here's what's fucked up is it's just like it's not like they didn't spend any money. They spent the
they
wrong
weren't protecting
money.
Mitch. They were protecting this fucking offensive line.
I don't get it. Like
With their bullshit play calling, really, it was all put on Mitch. But a lot of this was on the O-line the whole freaking time.
well, sure. I mean, the thing is, again, Mitch wasn't good enough to play well in spite of the offensive line, and the offensive line wasn't good enough to help him play
Mitch
better.
made the offensive
No,
line look better than
28
Foles though because he was a mobile.
Yes,
we don't have
of
that.
course.
Now let's go back. 2018
Sometimes.
with Witzman and that crew. The line was not great, but it was not as terrible as it is right now, correct?
Right.
Correct.
And he got blamed a lot.
So
for
what changed in
stuff.
2018 to 2020? People got tape. People saw
Yeah.
blocking schemes. Talent went down. You re-signed. Now, we lauded them for extending Cody and extending Leno.
Wyatt, we
And then
never
what?
had long holding shit together. You don't know what you're talking about.
So those are just some factors. And
Yes, and but
I mean,
here's the
you've
thing
gotta
is that
figure it out,
I think Taylor Gabriel was actually a bigger loss than people anticipated too.
there was a. I know you love Taylor Gabriel.
No, he was a safety valve though.
I
When
know,
A-Rob wasn't.
but you love Taylor Gabriel like a lot,
like
like
almost
a lot.
as much as Cole Kmet.
Yeah, like
When he
you have
was
a thing
healthy,
for Taylor Gabriel.
Whatever, man. When he was healthy, he was good.
Yeah,
I
sure.
agree. And then what
But
happened?
then Mitch threw the ball and he died because he would always throw him hospital balls.
What I'm saying is the thing we're
Right.
complaining about Anthony Miller with. Gabriel didn't make those same mistakes that much. Like he was
No,
solid.
that's where he should be. You are correct.
Yes, he definitely was. I just think like they really had a plan in place. Like I firmly believe that Pace had a plan, and maybe even Nagy had a plan too. Okay, we're gonna
Riley Ridley looked good today.
okay. I'm
He had
Where the
one
hell
catch. He had one catch.
He had two.
talking about the offensive
Sorry,
line.
two
Yeah, we gotta stop playing like looked good as one catch. That's bad.
I'm just saying, where's he been all
It
season?
was a 3rd and 19.
Cool. He had a big one last year with a tipped ball, but
He had two
I
good catches.
think that there was a plan in place with Harry Heastand and these Notre Dame guys, and something got fucked up, and the plan got ruined. There was a plan, like something
Correct.
and they were going to, and the idea was that they were going to transition to these Notre Dame guys. Harry got these two guys. He's like, these kids can play. These are steals in the draft. Bars was hurt. Musford just whatever flew under the radar. There was a plan in place. Daniels was a pretty good draft pick. Cody was pretty good. Yeah, Pace probably paid a little too much to Massey and Leno, whatever. But there was a plan in place, and something happened along the way. Maybe it was this Rashad Coward experiment, whatever. But something went sideways, and Heastand didn't like being a part of Nagy's bullshit offense. That's what I think. So I think there was just like a bad relationship, and since then the whole thing's just been soured. Like,
Can you put GFZ's comment up? The last one he put in.
where
That
horrible evaluation of talent.
I disagree.
Sad.
I disagree in a sense though, because it seems like Pace outweighs Nagy in some decision making.
I
No, it's a
gotta agree.
I think we've got to get out of the idea that it's one person's fault. It's a collaborative effort.
Right.
It's a bunch of monkeys fucking a bunch of footballs. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing is that like you start chasing, and we've talked about this. Pace starts chasing. He starts trying to fix his own mistakes, and he starts chasing. And Nagy does the same thing. He's chasing. He's always chasing. The offense is feeling the pressure. Every time they go out there, they're feeling the pressure and they're cracking under the pressure. The defense is trying to make game-changing plays on every single play, and they let up eventually. They don't make it. They get tired of the 3 and outs that literally last like 54 seconds of game time. They're just like, God damn it, I just sat down and I got to go back out there. They can't, like, everybody is just chasing, and it's never going to change. Like,
The defense is trying to make up for it. They're getting
Right.
penalized because they're
over aggressive.
over aggressive because they're trying to make a play.
Right.
You see receivers trying to make plays, and
I mean, you
the
see
ball's
Danny's
good.
effort on that pass coverage. Like these
Yeah,
dudes are
Danny's
they're working their
starting-
asses off.
Everybody's trying to make plays except for Allen Robinson on 3rd and 5, right? Like, I'm sorry. I know it's not cool to diss Allen Robinson, and I'm not officially doing it, but I will say this is that his contract
oh,
is
no doubt, he should have got it. He should have got
his contract is in his head. There is a reason that these things are happening to him this season, and it's because somewhere in his head he's not going 100%. It's 97, and he's still a great player. But I'm telling you that these things, I don't know. There's just a
man. He
seed of
had two pretty bomb ass catches that if you're not,
yes,
Yeah.
and he's made great plays because he's still a great player. But you got to think about these times where, like 50-50 ball, reaching for a first down, these little extra things. I'm just saying there's like an iota of doubt in his
the offense
mind.
could be schemed to get the receivers beyond the chains. There's the thought.
Yes, but we know that's how the defenses play in that shell, where they're only going to give you the underneath,
I think we're
short
also
of the stick stuff.
we're forcing. He's also got an incredibly hard task of the fact that he's being forced to even coverage is too tight because we don't really have a consistent. I mean, Mooney's coming on here and there, but he's the go-to guy. We don't have a second. Like Mooney.
This is where Nagy.
He had 2 catches going into the third.
Yeah, but
middle of
A-Rob's
the third
always
quarter.
where he's supposed to be. He's the one polished veteran on this whole wide receiver group.
Like, this is what I never feel is that Nagy I never feel that Nagy puts together a game plan where it's like, I know who my best players are and everything I am going to do is going to be designed to get them to succeed. I feel like they succeed in spite of his complicated plays and his complicated bullshit. And he constantly is doing things to undermine what they're trying to do. And if he just chose or let Foles or somebody just choose the best plays they have for the best players, then everything would be better. Would it change?
You know what,
and they would
Nick,
suddenly score 30 points a game, but they might get to 25 consistently.
I think it's going to be tough to get rid of A-Rob, though, just for the simple fact that he is a leader.
He's
on this
not
team.
coming back because he doesn't want to, bro. Why would he want to come back here?
But the message that's going to send to this team, losing somebody like him that everybody in that group looks up to, that's just going to be that. Those
Tough
are
titty
the,
that they're not gonna. The
those are the
McCaskies
kind of
aren't
things
paying
that-
him.
What I'm trying to say is those are the kind of things that slow ball, roll down the hill, get things flown in the wrong direction for you.
I think it's gonna be real. It's gonna be real ugly next year. We're gonna have Riley Ridley and Anthony Miller and Darnell Mooney. There ain't gonna be no A-Rob next year. We're gonna have Jimmy Graham because we have to. Foles is gonna come back because it's his best option. Nobody else is.
Foles needs to step up sometimes and just throw it instead of this full retreat shit, throwing off your back foot.
Yo, but I will
You
give
get
the
a bad
Titans
you get a bad intentional grounding penalty.
because the Titans are smart as a good coach team is, and they said, well, we can't get to the even against this shitty offensive line, we can't pass rush because we just suck at it. What are we gonna do? We're gonna put our hands up. And they hit a lot of balls. I mean,
They caused some pretty good pressure today, dude.
they did, but they also were tricky and well coached, and they got their hands on a lot of passes. Pause.
And if you want your lady to get her hands on your balls,
There you go.
use promo code BRAWL for 20% off at manscaped.com.
If you're doing some
Absolutely.
bobbing and some weaving, you might as well trim up the shrubbery.
I'm just out. Like I'm out on Nagy. Like 100%.
I'm out.
I don't buy it. I think that at this point in time, if I had to put most of the blame on any one person, I would give probably between Pace and Nagy, I would give Nagy 60% of the blame and Pace 40%.
You're not out. You'll be there next week rooting for him.
No, I fucking won't. I'm not saying I'm out on the team. I'm out
That's
on
the message with
Nagy.
you, bro.
What did you think about? There was a moment coming out of the first half into the second. Tennessee kicks that ball short, and everybody's like, "I can't believe Tennessee did that." I was like, "I can. Why wouldn't you?" Our offense is zero threat to them. Zero.
Right.
They have
Right.
complete confidence. They know what we know as fans. They're not scoring 17. They're not scoring 24.
That's what I'm saying is that they have no confidence. That the Bears have no confidence as an offense. At least the defense still has some confidence. Like
What's pause? What's Wyatt talking about?
I have no
that's
idea.
old. That was like 5 minutes ago.
That was 1 minute ago with the emoji and the whatever.
When we were talking
Okay.
about getting hands on balls. That was what the pause was.
Cuffing and cupping.
Yeah. I mean,
It's rough, bro.
there's nothing about this offense that gives you any kind of consistent hope. Like I don't know what's coming that's going to change anything.
Good news. David Montgomery's in concussion protocol.
What
Yeah,
does
well,
that-
and
bring in
watch us
Lamar
not-
Miller.
Yeah, but that we won't do that. It's
No,
going to be the
Artavis
Ryan
Pierce
Nall
actually-
show.
Artavis Pierce actually did get on the field later in the game, but it was minimal.
Lamar Miller needs to come up if Monty's
If he's there now, we don't even know what Lamar Miller is. We have this vision of what he used to be, but we don't know what he is now. We don't. And where are you gonna? He's gonna run behind the same shit off.
Yeah, we're acting like Adrian Peterson's not like 10 years older than him.
If I'm Pace right now and I want to keep my job, and he won't do it because
He's a veteran running back. Put him in. That's all I'm saying.
But if I'm Pace right now and I want to keep my job, I send Nagy's ass packing and I make Pagano the coach, and let Flip and Laser, and Flip's gonna be like, Foles, do your thing. It's on. I got my old playbooks right motherfucking here. Let's go.
I mean, to save his own ass, he might have to just to see if Pagano can get anything out of it.
I can't even deny that it'd be a bad idea.
That would be amazing if you ask me. Like, I would totally be down for that. Pace just says, "Sorry, bro, you're
Nice kid.
You're not the guy. Like, we had a nice run.
Wow, we're here. Oh my god.
Like if I'm pacing, I want to save my job and prove to everybody that I missed on Mitch, but like, I mean, come on, like tell me Pagano can't. They got the pieces in place, like to do that. I would do it, honestly.
If you're going to do it, it's with this coaching staff that's here because they have a lot of head coaching experience between them all.
I mean, who on the Bears would be like, "Oh no, you can't do that"? Nagy's our guy.
Don't you think though that Pagano would tell him, "It's like, hey, dude, stop. You're in way over your head."
No.
I would think that he would. I mean,
we're 5-4, gentlemen. Let's have a little more positivity.
Why?
How much more positivity do you want? The Bears are full of it.
I mean, there's nothing
Spreading the
like
positivity.
we
And
were the worst.
Let's get to the point where the scary part is, like the other teams in the division, if we
They're
lose a
getting
couple
better.
more here, they're going to creep right back.
Minnesota looks better.
Minnesota and Detroit are getting better. I mean, even though they're
running the
still,
football.
yeah,
It's easy.
they're not beating the Vikings on Monday night, guys. There's no
I'm
chance.
not going there.
I am. They're not beating them. Absolutely no shot.
Anybody
No
can get
shot.
right against the Vikings. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. Who is doing it recently? The Packers didn't get right against the Vikings. Like, I'm sorry. Who's getting right against them?
We'll get right against them.
No way. No
What
way.
happens?
Bro.
Do you think that's the final linchpin if they lose to Minnesota? I think
No.
I do.
I don't think anything is going to happen. I think
The
that
national
Nagy
game-
looks like he
national
did
games
this
hit
week.
different.
On national TV,
Yeah, they hit
you
different.
get
Oh,
smoked
I mean,
by
yeah.
Minnesota.
If they completely like shit the bed again, like
entirely possible.
yeah. I mean, but I don't think it's going to be a mid-season deal. But I think
don't know.
it puts a nail in the coffin.
Actually, it's right before the bye, right?
Yep, sure is.
Yeah,
So
it'd be a good
it's-
time to do it.
We're already down 4 to the bye week.
Could Christmas come early, fellas?
I don't know if you know, but the Vikings won this week, and they
Good.
scored 34 points.
Yeah, I
And
know.
Kirk Cousins was 13 for 20 for 220 yards and 3
Yeah.
touchdowns. And
Yeah.
Dalvin
Cook
Cook is a
had
beast.
206 yards rushing.
Jesus Christ!
Like,
Yeah.
Well, he's
They
got
are
more than
not-
a game.
beating the Vikings.
Did they play our defense today?
I mean, it doesn't matter because the defense will
34
shut
points ain't
Dalvin
happening.
Cook down and
34
will
points
still
ain't happening.
lose.
They'll
so-
be lucky to score. They'll be lucky to score 17.
Okay,
we should be able
We'll
to-
rehash this later in the week.
we should have scored against the Titans, bro. We didn't.
In the Saints.
This offense sucks, bro.
Yes, it does. That's the problem.
That's the thing, is that as long as this offense is what it is, you cannot say that they can beat anyone.
The
because
magic
defense-
number is 24. You were right from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
The offense has to get to 24. Period. You called this week 1.
The team
I
has to
thought
get
it was
to
20.
24. The
I thought it
team
was
has
20.
to get to 24. I mean, who knows what the hell goes on, but the Dolphins are better than us. The Saints just stomped out the Buccaneers. That's
Yeah,
the
we
craziest
did pretty good
thing
against
ever.
Henry, though. I'm not worried about Dalvin Cook, man. Come on.
That's what I'm saying, though, is that they don't have to do much.
No,
Tannehill had
no.
10 completions. They put together a couple drives, and the offense couldn't even hold on to the ball. Like,
It's dark, man. That's all I'm saying. And we
Like,
got
it's
an
not
extra
just
day
the-
to think about it.
you had 2 fumbles. Like, and then you got Ryan Nall celebrating like something happened. Like,
Monty, too. And we had 2 almost picks. That would have been very helpful.
Almost picks, or that's almost like almost interceptions thrown by quarterbacks. Remember that stat?
this offense can't turn the ball over and win. They
It's not
cannot
gonna turnovers
have
on
penalties and win.
Okay,
They can't
settle
do
on
anything.
time out. Settle down there, redhead, in the chat. You better chill. Don't be talking shit. We know. We're aware.
Hey, yeah. Listen, Wyatt says Dalvin has more
Mm-hmm.
touchdowns in 2 weeks than your whole offense. What? That's not true.
It's not true.
That's not
I don't
true.
know.
That's
He
not-
had 4 against the Packers.
All right, maybe it is true, but
I think
fuck.
it is true. God damn. This is so bad.
Your Barcavius bingo.
Oh my god, man! I'm telling you what. Line him up at running back. Fuck it. All right.
There's nothing to be. I mean, like, literally, I don't understand how this defense is not quit. If they quit, I won't even hold it against them. I'll be like, yeah, bro, I know. Hey, like, whatever.
The problem
You did
is
your
we don't
best.
even
You
have
tried.
we don't even have
Like-
we don't have elite talent to the point where some guys can play well no matter even if things around them are shitty. We don't have that kind of running back. We don't have that kind
Who
of quarterback.
knows?
We
Who
don't-
knows?
Somebody's got to try to step up, though. Somebody's got to try.
This
But
is
you,
the
you
wrong.
get, you get an elite running back that can like Walter dealt with shit O lines and still like tore it
This
up.
is
You know what I
the
mean?
wrong
No,
coach at
Bro.
the wrong time. The Nagy is the wrong coach at the wrong time. Like, he can't do all this. Like, he's not the dude. Like,
We're
this
just
isn't-
so far behind the league offensively.
it's gross. Like, it's gross. Like, they suck.
In an offensive league.
I mean, there are worse teams. I mean, the Jets have scored 94 points on the year.
It's never
but-
been easier to play offense in the NFL.
I know.
You can
We
barely
can't
touch
do
them.
it. Suck.
We can't do it.
I mean, but you want to say that we're going to beat the Vikings? How? They're not going to beat the Vikings.
'Cause
They're
the
not going to
spirit
beat the
of-
Packers.
Because the spirit of Papa Bear is going to help.
They're not going to beat the Texans. Guess who's playing his ass off with nobody around him and a bad defense? Deshaun Watson is playing his ass off in Houston, and
I don't want to go there.
he's going to make enough plays
Well,
against our defense to beat sorry ass Foles.
That's what I wanted here. God damn it.
Montgomery's not going to play next week, and maybe that's another blessing. Who knows how many people got COVID from freaking Latavius Simmons? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
that dude.
that would be tomorrow's news.
Oh, absolutely, it will. He was on the plane with it, didn't know he had it.
Even
Like-
if they don't, they might just chalk it up to it.
Just saying, COVID is great cover for a tank.
We got to shut down for 2 weeks.
COVID is amazing cover for tanking. I mean, there's no more
Stop.
tailor-made cover. Oh
Stop
my
it.
God, it's perfect. It's perfect.
stop it.
I hate tanking.
Stop
but
it.
Oh man, what a tailor-made
Mm.
armor for
And-
tanking.
And Trevor Lawrence is resting, so
Stop it.
We're not gonna get Trevor Lawrence, but there's guys now. This is another draft. You
I
got
can get Michael
Trask.
Penix from Indiana.
Who? You got
Yeah.
Trask.
I'm not going to
Don't
brag about
talk
my
to me
quarterback.
about Indiana quarterbacks, bro.
Hey,
You got
roll the tape.
Zach Wilson. You got Trask. You got Trey Lance. All of a sudden, there's 5 or 6 guys that are looking pretty good.
I'm not going to talk about Ian Book.
Ian Book is not draftable, but
No, he's got a good. He's got
college
he's got a
quarterback.
set of balls on him, but yeah, I wouldn't want him here.
He's a good college quarterback, and like amazing game. Like that was an amazing game. He played his ass off. He hasn't thrown an interception
without
since
Lawrence.
the first week of the season. Absolutely, but that kid's a stud. People are saying like in 3 years or 2 years he's gonna be another prospect like Lawrence.
They also had some pretty big defensive players out too. So
okay, whatever. It was the best win that Notre Dame's had in like a million years.
Oh,
so
I enjoyed
enjoy
it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's the first time that Notre Dame actually delivered on something in God knows how long since like Joe Montana was there. So congrats.
You're gonna be delivering that COVID now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's awesome that Notre Dame won, but then threw a super spreader event afterward.
You were throwing some shade. Oof.
Me?
I'm throwing shade.
No, hey.
Oh,
But this is Joe Montana. He went on a little Notre Dame shit rant. You know what?
Well, congratulations on winning for the first time, even though you get fluffed up every year.
I love
And
gold.
you actually won some shit. And the only reason you're even playing Clemson is because everything got shuffled around, and you're in the ACC.
oh, that's your first time playing a top ranked team, right?
Right, because they don't schedule any.
Yeah.
Does that have to do with grades? What's the
We played two in
excuse?
the top 25. Cool.
What's the excuse for never scheduling a top team? The only reason they're even playing Clemson is because of COVID, right?
I want,
22.
I want to play IU so bad right now.
I do too. I want to play him so bad. Bring him.
We might have to go live for that one.
Yeah, because our corners are really good. Anyway, sorry.
Yo, like if Notre Dame had to play Ohio State every year, they would like go back a division.
And there, there's a lot of rumors out there that Jim Harbaugh, this and that. I'm just telling you, I watched him just
I
get
don't want Jim
absolutely
Harbaugh.
destroyed.
But a
Tom
guy with
Allen
Jim Harbaugh.
took him,
Dave
cut his
Shaw.
manscaped off, and fucking held it like a pelt.
I like the idea of Harbaugh's personality here, but I like David Shaw out of Stanford too.
Well, here's the question: is this next season? Let's assume that they go 7-9, 6-10, because I think that's realistic. It's extremely realistic. And so we're sitting at the end of the first round, right? Do you
Middle.
take a tackle, or do you take the best quarterback available, or a guard, or whatever? Do you take the best offensive lineman available, or the best quarterback available?
You got to draft the best player available.
Yeah, but we don't know how to do that because that's how we
Best
got Cole
line,
Kmet.
I'd say you'd have to go best tackle. I mean,
Number one, we don't draft the best player available. See Cole Kmet. Like, there's no way in the world that Cole Kmet was the best player available at that pick.
Well, it really depends if I don't know who's going to be.
Are we
available.
doing a draft sign cut kind of thing? Is this,
But we don't know who's going to be available in free agency. I haven't really looked at that.
I don't want to talk about free agency. I'm saying you have the 20. Let's say you have the 20th.
If you
pick
address
in
it
the
in free
first
agency,
we'll make it a
Even less. If we win 6 games, we're probably gonna have the 15th or 16th pick in the draft. If at 15 or 16, do you take a top quarterback? Let's say that the quarterbacks go Lawrence, Fields, Wilson, and then Trey Lance, but Kyle Trask is sitting there, right? Because not that
All right.
many teams need quarterbacks. You
how many
pick him.
how many tackles went?
You got to assume the normal like 2 or 3.
Are we doing a whole mock draft? Are you
Let's
mock
just
draft guy?
okay. So
Are you
however it
after
breaks.
dogging mock draft
No.
guy?
I'm not mock draft guy. I want to know next year: do you try to get the quarterback, or do you try to get the offensive line together and then get the quarterback later?
I think
Whoever's
we've already seen that you need the offensive line.
Yeah, whoever's higher rated. That's what I would go. If the quarterback's really high on your radar,
I just
over
think
the
this is.
O-lineman.
I think this could shape up to be another season where there's a bunch of quarterbacks.
I think if your top priority is quarterback or tackle, at the point where you're drafting, it has to be the higher rated guy on your board, and you can address whatever isn't in free agency.
But here's the thing: is that like we love to cut Leno, but
It's really
cutting Leno's not a reality next season.
No, nor should it be. He
You're
hasn't.
stuck with Massey and Leno. So the answer is, in my mind, is you have to draft the quarterback. You
So
have to
we-
keep taking swings at quarterbacks.
So there's
Every
your
year, you
draft.
just draft one.
Who would be your sign? Would there be a
Tyrod
what
Taylor.
position would you sign? Maybe that's
Tyrod Taylor is a bridge.
We're stuck with Foles, though.
I think we can get out of that after this year. Can't we?
No,
I know,
not without a
5-4,
huge
right?
dead cap hit. Like,
oh, shit.
I mean, $8 million is coming off the books for Trubisky, right? The cap is probably going to drop. You're going to have $15, $16 million coming off the cap when A-Rob doesn't get re-signed.
Gardner Minshew might be out there to sign.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. He's going to be the bridge for them, though.
We're going to start Tyler Bray. We're going to all catch Bray fever.
I wanted to see him out there in the fourth.
I would love to
what
see
he had.
Bray at this point. Like, why not? I mean, he can't be as immobile
You
as
don't want
Foles.
Uncle Rico.
I would much rather see Bray at this point, just for fun.
So we're drafting linemen. We're signing a quarterback.
No,
And we're
I want to
cutting-
draft a quarterback. You can't
Draft. Well, you're going to
So-
draft a quarterback every year, right?
We need to.
It's just
Except
weird
for-
because if you didn't know anything about the Bears, we're 5-4. We're talking draft already.
We're still-
Yeah, because we suck. We're like there's one good win out of those 5. The other are shit wins.
and even that's kind of tainted.
Shit wins.
Oh, you know the comebacks felt good, man. Come on, there were 2 of those.
Swift dropped the
we
ball.
got down 17. That
The
was just like-
Falcons falconed. Like, the Giants shit all over themselves. I mean, yeah, we wanted to believe that they weren't trash wins. They were trash-ass wins. We should have, I mean, like, honestly, like, at this point, I would have rather seen where the new offense with Mitch was going than see this horse shit.
Well, that wasn't going to happen. As soon as he had enough, he jerked it like a petulant child. Said, "It's mine."
Pause.
I just, like, wouldn't
The
you
white
rather...
dot on the screen said pause. Is that who that was?
Wouldn't you rather have seen where that was headed, even if it was rough, than watching this? Like, this is worse. I just feel like
Once
this is
they made that
worse.
move, though, they weren't going to move back.
Well, I know, and I'm not saying go back, but why did they ever, like, I mean, I know Mitch played bad, except for
Bad against the bad
Spurs.
defense, and even in the Lions game, he wasn't. He was okay.
No.
The offensive line
Right.
played better with him behind center, but still.
I mean, and I'm not actually arguing for more of it, but it's just, like, I don't know.
this is
I
where
don't-
we're at. We've ran ourselves into circles, blaming the quarterback.
Right.
Blaming
What you're seeing now is just so unwatchable. Like, it's unwatchable.
Offensively, yes.
But it's like pain. It's like, oh my God, I feel so terrible that the defense has to go back out there again. Like, honestly, I was like, why is Khalil Mack even in the game in the last half of the fourth
You still
quarter?
got a chance, man. You make a play, cause a fumble.
Ugh.
If
You know
things
that
get,
shit
it's
ain't
going to be
happening.
interesting. It's going to be interesting to see on the national stage if things keep going the shitty. How well it's going to be held over. You might need a shot in the arm like Pagano to take over.
I'm telling you, man, this team lacks spark, and it's very apparent.
I mean, that's what needs to be done.
It's
They
also
gotta
what
fire.
it's
They gotta
also,
fire Nagy.
I think Nagy's overwhelmed trying to get this thing right because he's too proud to pass it off, and that's
It's the
taking
same
minutes.
shit. This goes back to Kansas City with him, though.
But you're also the
He's
leader.
overwhelmed and he's overthinking, and he can't get out of his own way.
Yeah,
No,
but
and they just
to maintain
We've
the
all worked for
leadership.
those people, right? We've all worked for
Yes.
those kind of people. It's like they're trying really hard. They're good people. It's just they can't stop fucking up.
Jared, that's why you hand it off. This is the leader of the team. If he has to concentrate on fixing what he's
He won't.
fucking up, it's taking focus away from leading this team.
The only way you fix it is to remove it.
If I were him, I'd hand it off just to show that you're trying.
Well, we would never know.
Yeah, that's the corniest most. Like, you arrogant fuck, Nagy. You are not slick. Like, shut up with that. Like, just like fucking do
Oh,
better.
Yeah.
Like, cut that
Promote
shit
it.
out.
And I
Promote
want
somebody.
Nagy. I want Nagy's face on a fucking Care Bear. Whoever's got the, I want it.
But he should if he does
Make
hand
that
off those,
shit happen.
if he hands
All
off,
right.
if he hands off those responsibilities, he should promote that guy and explain that he's taking it over. That's good for that
But he
person.
doesn't see that. He doesn't see the value in that. He thinks he can. He doesn't want to.
And-
He's a.
And this is our leader. a selfish
Yes.
prick.
Yeah, well,
So cool. That's why everybody has to cut the shit with the leader of men stuff, because the leader of men would look at himself and say, "I am the problem, and I am going to let someone else fix the collective issue by, taking the opportunity to lift us up." And that's what a leader does. A leader says, "You know what? Like, even I can't completely take on this anymore. We're gonna try something completely different." And he is completely unwilling to do that.
Yep.
He's completely fucking stubborn.
you got 2 rookie corners coming up, young corners from Minnesota coming up. So you've got a veteran receiver. You got to figure out a way.
Yeah, I remember when the Saints were giving up 111 passer rating against. It worked out pretty good.
Good times.
The Titans are. Remember when the Titans were like the worst team against third down in the league? Remember that? That was.
You know
pretty
what
cool.
though? When it comes to turnovers, bright light Kirk Cousins. Our defense is gonna get some turnovers. Don't you worry about that.
We'll talk about that later on this week.
I just I don't know. I have a hard time envisioning it anymore.
Who knows
It's all
what'll happen?
darkness.
Half the roster could be on COVID protocol.
Yeah, there's that.
So
Mm.
I think we've
It's
thrown
bad.
enough shade, right? Who's your
Uh,
HMD go to the game? Do you have one? Got to pick one.
Roquan.
That's almost standard anymore. I agree. I think it's Roquan also.
I'm going to pick Ryan Nall for getting your first touchdown of your illustrious career. Way to go, pal.
That's so dope, bro. That sounded like it was coming over a PA system. The little
So
echo to it. I like that.
awesome. Ryan Nall, you really did them things, pal. Yeah.
The facial expression. For those of you listening on the podcast, the Stone Cold Killer look that AA is giving the screen right now after that, well worth it.
Who's yours, Jer?
I'm going to go with Roquan also.
Oh my god, the sarcasm. He just went dark, zero dark on that null shit. Oh my goodness.
Suck.
Whew.
Why is Ryan Nall on my football team?
And he's going to play a lot now.
Fuck.
Watch the offense explode just to spite you with Ryan Null.
Oh, I'd
Yeah,
love to be
watch
wrong.
him
I
watch
would-
him become elite.
I beg to be wrong about Mitch, and guess what? No. I begged to be wrong about this game. Guess what? Nope. I mean, I'm not fucking I'm not gonna be on this show and blow smoke.
Wow, there's a classic line.
Anyway,
Heat rises from midgets, right?
I don't know if I've had data on that. But at least we have Notre Dame, right?
Got IU, baby.
At least we have a football team. IU, yeah. Who'd they beat? Somebody, right?
Michigan. And
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
fucking Harbaugh. No thanks. Actually, thank you, IU, because hopefully somebody sees that we don't want anything to do with Harbaugh as a coach.
Harbaugh
Hell
couldn't
no.
get Vic back here if Vic got fired.
There's so many layers of
Wow.
ridiculous.
You're going to run it on first down, run it on second down, throw it on third down, and punt.
Vic ain't coming back.
What he
Vic will be
did.
Vic will go like coach, in Dallas.
Shit, Harbaugh would have been Kaepernick back here, mate.
That would be smart. Fangio to Dallas.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fangio's not even fired yet. He's not gonna get
He's gonna
fired.
get fired.
this season. I think he'll fire maybe
Quarterback
next
starting to
season.
develop. Can you imagine that? A quarterback developing.
All right, well, that's it.
He's had enough.
We're done. It's another episode of
Emperor Quinn. Somebody turn the lights out.
So dark.
Turn the lights out. The party's over.
Lights went out for Nagy. Lights are out on our offense, man.
The jello's jiggling. It's just another
Get
episode
jiggy
of
with it.
The Tailgate Show.
I want some of that offense, man. The Bears.
Yuck. Just the Care Bears. We'll just go with that.
Yeah. The suck. Sell it like a vacuum to somebody else.